I'm sure everybody at some point in their life had the ideation or idea that they wanted to be famous. And quite honestly, it's one of my goals. I would love to be a famous YouTuber. But with that, with the fame, the wealth, the power, just a little bit of that taste of the sweet side will quite honestly drive a man insane. Fame makes people do crazy things, and losing fame makes them do something even crazier, in my opinion. What kind of really made me think about this whole point was the current situation going on with Liver King. Liver King is quite honestly going crazy. Now, if you don't remember who Liver King is, a couple of years ago, there was this macho, huge, muscly dude convincing the internet that, yes, he eats livers, balls, testicles, random meats from random animals, and he eats them raw, which made him the Liver King. Now, Liver King fell off. He wasn't necessarily in the spotlight anymore, and that affected him. Most recently, it affected him to the point where now he is obsessed with Joe Rogan. And I don't mean obsession in the ways of I would be obsessed, you know. Yes, I listen to the podcast. I like to watch even the podcast sometimes. I'll do the fight companions even though I don't really need extra commentary. It's just something that brings me to Joe Rogan. Now, in the way that Liver King is obsessed with Joe Rogan, he has now made physical threats towards Joe Rogan. In one of his newest videos, Liver King can be seen holding two golden ARs. He's holding it and he's like, I'm challenging you, Joe Rogan. I'm challenging you to a manly duel. And like one of the barrels is like slightly pointed at the camera, so you can definitely tell it's a weapon. But there are multiple things wrong with it, but one, does it make you feel stronger to be challenging a man to a fist fight and then to be holding two assault rifles? Like, if you're challenging him to a fist fight, okay. But the guns, do they really make you feel manly? You know, I've held countless weapons in my life, and I don't think they make me feel all that manly. It's a fun, useful tool at the end of the day, you know. Two, he's calling him out on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It is something that, if you're not aware of, Joe Rogan is very well versed in. So this whole thing that Liver King is calling Joe Rogan out because he wants to fight him, he wants to have a manly duel with him, is absurd. I think it's crazy. I genuinely think that because of Liver King's choices in the past, his brain is a wee bit scrambled, and he's not right. In one of his most recent videos as well, he breaks down the fact that he has now had a restraining order placed against him. Like, he can't be within 250 yards, and even goes to the point where, yes, he wants to sit there and not only threaten Joe Rogan, but has now threatened Joe Rogan's family, his kids, his wife, etc. And that is just one of the biggest, like, pointer fingers to me, you know, that fame makes people do crazy things. There's absolutely no reason that in this scenario of the Liver King's imaginary beef with Joe Rogan that he should be calling him out. It is quite literally Liver King's sad, desperate attempt at getting famous again. And that's just kind of what happens, I guess. I mean, when you've been at the top of the world, you don't want to come down. Now, I'm not speaking from experience. I've never quite been so per se at the top of the world. But one day, I believe with some hard, genuine, authentic work, I could get there. It's not incredibly important, but, you know, it's something that can happen. But yes, fame making people do crazy things. Now, I kind of want to switch the ball up. It's still going to be the same topic. And it has kind of something to do with the online pranksters. Now, you're wondering why I'm putting pranksters in quotation marks. And it's because it's just more people doing extremely wild things to just get a simple taste of fame, of fortune, of being the center of attention. It's hilarious to what lengths some of these people will go to. They have gone from, it started a while back with people licking ice cream inside of Walmarts to people spraying actual poison on fresh produce and vegetables and whatnot. And most recently, I've seen this one specific guy who will quite literally break into private residences and fucking just terrorize the people inside. And one, it's cool to record crimes now, I guess. Like, has this guy not learned from everyone else who has recorded them doing criminally, let me rephrase that, recorded themselves doing criminal activities? Like, I feel like that should be like the prime definition of criminally insane. Because I don't know. I'm in the boat that you can be famous without going insane. Take one of the people that I quite literally look to every day for inspiration. Like, I don't know how he does it. He posts 5 to 6 videos a day, and Moist Critical deserves everything that he's getting right now. He is the complete opposite from these pranksters and Liver King. You know, like, it's very two different sides of the spectrum, and I feel like if you do it right, fame doesn't make you go crazy. But if you do it in the way that these influencers have done it, and the Liver King has done it, and even, I don't even know, the way some of these OnlyFans models have done it, you know, like, it's crazy just to think that what they're doing has no impact on their life. Sure, it may not affect them now, but just recently, a guy who was spraying pesticides on produce at Walmart has been arrested. And he's going to jail for a year. For an entire year of his life for simply taking 30 to 45 seconds to record a TikTok of him spraying pesticides on food and him thinking it's funny. It's crazy. What impact is this content that they're making going to have in 10, 12, 15, 20 years, you know? For this guy, it only took him a year to get, if I remember the timeline correctly, it took him a year of court cases to now then go spend a year of his life in prison. And so, I guess kind of where I'm getting at with this is, yes, it would be cool to be famous. Yes, it would be cool to have the fortunes and the spoils and the riches that come with it. But just remember to do it authentically. Don't break any laws. Don't do the crazy outlandish stunts that are possibly going to either A, land you in prison, or B, could quite honestly land you in the hospital, or even worse, the cemetery. You know, like, sure, like I said, it would be nice. But don't ruin your life just for the ability to see the other side. You know what I mean? It isn't worth it at the end of the day. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say on this topic. You know, Liver King going crazy. Some of these influencers going crazy. But at the end of the day, you can be you, and I'll keep being me. And maybe we see each other at the top. But until then, as always, this has been The Kevin Show. You have a wonderful night. Thank you for listening to me talk. Adios. Don't forget to like and subscribe.